Hi, welcome. I'm Lorelai of Namasturm Yoga. Thanks for practicing at home with me today. Today I wanted to show you sun salutations A, B, and C and walk you through the poses that make up these sequences. So let's start sitting just for a moment so that I can walk you through the breath. The basic foundation of most Vinyasa practices is breathing. So the Ujjayi breath, where we slightly narrow the back of the throat and we create a rhythmic breathing pattern. So if you were to start with your mouth open, it would sound a little something like this. But then when you put your lips together, the sound gets a little quieter, so you should be able to hear it for yourself, but it's not real loud. The breath is rhythmic and steady and even so that we can follow as we transition from pose to pose. Let's go ahead and make our way to downward facing dog. Down dog really is sort of the hinge point of all of the sequences here that we're going to do. It's the midpoint. We go from one side to the other or from back to front using down dog as sort of that transition moment. Spread the fingers wide here on your mat and then tuck your toes, lift your knees and your hips up. Bend the knees quite a bit here at first so you can just start to get into the pose. The idea is that the hands press forward and down. And that's why we have a sticky mat so that the hands don't slip and slide forward like they might on a towel or the floor. But we're using the stickiness of the mat to traction. And then the hips reach up and away from the hands. The chest moves back, head hangs heavy. And then we can take a moment here to kind of just bend one knee, let the opposite leg straighten, pedal through the feet, get the legs warmed up in the pose. But don't worry if you can't straighten your legs. Don't worry if your heels don't come to the floor. Some people's will, some people's won't, but you're still in down dog as long as you're elongating the torso. Now from here, we can come forward to plank. Bring your shoulders over your wrists, and you might need to walk the feet just a few inches further back to get the length in the body. Reach the head forward away from the hips, and reach the tailbone kind of to your heels, so there's a little sense of tucking. Shoulders over wrists. Now, when we're ready to come down to the floor from plank, there's two ways to do it. We can take the knees to the floor first, which I'll show you first, and then as you bend the elbows to lower your chest between your hands, try to keep the elbows over the wrists, so the shoulders have to move forward. We don't want to sling the hips down. We let everything come down together. And then the hands stay next to the chest, elbows stay tucked by the sides of the body, and we can push the hands up, push the hands down into the floor and come up into Cobra. In Cobra, the heart is forward and the shoulders move back. The elbows are still soft here, but they're by the sides. So note if you have a tendency to wing your arms out and really try to draw them in by the body. Gaze is up and forward, neck is soft and relaxed. And then from here, we would go to down dog. So you can tuck your toes, lift your knees and hips, and move the chest back to downward facing dog. Inhale, look to the front of your mat, and then step or walk the feet forward between the hands. Big toes touch, heels slightly apart, and that's the position we want the feet at the front. Bring your fingers to your shins, lift halfway up, reach your head away from your tail. This is Ardha Uttanasana, or half forward fold. It's a flat back position. And this is really important to root down through the fingers. If your hamstrings are more open, you can bring the fingers to the floor next to the toes, but they're still rooting down. Reach the head away from the tail. Exhale, forward fold to Uttanasana, and then reverse your swan dive. So come on up with a flat back all the way to standing. And we'll start our first sun A, standing at the top of the mat, palms together. Let's walk through this first one a little bit slowly. So from here, your feet press down, your palms press together, your quadricep muscles lift a little bit, neck is long, gaze is forward, tune into your breathing practice. So find that rhythm. On an inhale, take the arms out and up. As you exhale, take a long forward fold, coming to Uttanasana, which is the full forward fold. Now inhale, take a half lift, flat back. This is Ardha Uttanasana, long spine here. And then keep the spine long, bend your knees enough so you can take your palms flat to the floor, and then step your feet back to plank. The shoulders stay over wrists, nice and long, and then we're gonna lower down. Now you can lower with the knees first if you want, or if you're taking Chaturanga Dandasana, you'll keep everything long, knees up. Try to keep the plank pose in your whole body, but you'll bend your elbows, shoulders move forward. Lower either all the way down and take Cobra, or lower just down to the shoulders being level with the elbows. Flip over your feet and come to up dog. Heart forward, thighs are off the floor. We're slinging the hips down, but there's space between the ears and shoulders. Breathe and gaze. Then to come from here to down dog, lift the hips. Use your abdominals to help with that. Start to lift up and then roll over or flip over your feet, coming back to downward facing dog, and breathe. Fingers spread wide, hold here. Lengthening on your inhales, deepening on your exhales. Maybe think about tractioning the hands towards each other, activating the hands. Lift the triceps a little bit off the ground. And then on an inhale, look forward between the hands. As you exhale, step walk, or if you want to, you can lightly hop back to the front of the mat. Inhale, take a half lift. Exhale, fold down deep. Inhale, reverse swan dive, coming up flat back. Exhale, palms together in front of the heart. Let's go through one more kind of at pace, so following the pace of your breath here. Inhale, reach arms out and up. Exhale, long forward fold, Uttanasana. Inhale, half lift, Ardha Uttanasana. Exhale, step back to plank and lower Chaturanga Dandasana. Inhale, come to Cobra or up dog. Exhale, roll over toes, lift hips, downward dog, and breathe. Inhale, look forward. Exhale, step or lightly hop the feet to the front of the mat. Inhale, half lift. Exhale, fold. Inhale, reverse swan dive, come up. Exhale, palms together in front of the heart. I'm going to show you one more sort of add-on variation. Inhale, reach arms out and up. Exhale, forward fold. Now, some people like to jump to Chaturanga Dandasana, so you'll inhale, flat back, and then bend the knees, plant the palms, and instead of stepping and lowering, shoot the legs back. The elbows bend as you're jumping back. You're in Chaturanga, and then scoop to up dog or Cobra. Exhale, down dog. That's a little more advanced. Certainly don't need to give that a try, but if you want to, see what happens. Always trying to move lightly, even if you're jumping. Inhale, look forward. Exhale, step, or again, if you're hopping, try to lightly hop. Land easy. Inhale, half lift. Some people are much lighter than me. Do the best you can. Forward fold. Inhale, reverse swan dive, come up. Palms together in front of the heart. Sun B is just a little bit of an add-on from here. So we're going to start our Sun B in Uttanasana, which is chair pose. So feet are still together at the top of the mat, heels apart. We're going to bend the knees directly toward the toes, dropping the hips towards the floor, navel in. And then the arms come up. There's energy in the fingers, but softness in the shoulders. So instead of sending your hips way back and the chest down, we're really going to think of a little bit of tuck in the tailbone. So the weight is on the heels, the knees are pointing directly toward the toes. Lower down more if you can to work those quads here. Now from here, we'll inhale, exhale, fold to Uttanasana, so straighten the legs back up. Inhale, half lift, Ardha Uttanasana. Exhale, step back and lower or lightly hop back to Chaturanga Dandasana. Inhale, up dog or Cobra. Exhale, down dog. Now, from down dog, let's take the right leg into the air, and we're just going to take it up for a couple of breaths. Toes flex down, reach through the leg. And in like a full sun B, this leg lift actually gets omitted, but we're gonna do it now as just kind of a prep to stepping the foot forward. Now, step the foot up between the hands. Pivot the back heel down. So the left toes turn out slowly. We're gonna come up for warrior one. Front knee over the ankle, float up. Just to kind of get our alignment, bring your hands to your hips. And if you're like me and you tend to have your hips angling towards the front corner of your mat, see if you can square your hips so that they line up with the front edge of your mat. So you might have to think about moving your right hip a little back and your left hip a little forward, even as we let the right knee move forward and the back heel press down. Then take the arms up. You can keep them alongside your ears and gaze forward, or bring your palms lightly together, lift your head and look up. One more inhale here. And then we're going to exhale into the Vinyasa sequence, which is stepping to plank and lowering Chaturanga Dandasana. Inhale, Cobra or Up Dog. And exhale, Down Dog. And that's our transition. Now inhale, take the left leg up. Same thing, square hips. So the thigh faces the floor, the toes flex down. This is the default Down Dog splits, nice and controlled. And then look forward between your hands and step the foot up. And we really want to get that foot all the way to the front of the mat. So we've got a long distance between the feet. Pivot your right toes down, heel down, or right heel down, toes are slightly out. Come on up, and just in this first one, take a moment to really just check in with your hips. Your back foot. Notice if you tend to roll to your arch, and see if you can push down through the pinky toe edge of your back foot to really anchor you as you lunge into the left knee. Draw your left hip back and right hip forward, and then arms up next to the head, or bring your palms together, lift your gaze. Breathe. Lunge deeper. One more inhale. Exhale, hands to the floor, step to plank, lowering down Chaturanga. Inhale, Cobra or Up Dog. And exhale, Down Dog again. So this really is the midpoint of the poses, or where we kind of come back to, the home base of our sequences. Take some breaths here. And then to complete the sequence, you'd inhale, look forward. Exhale, bend the knees and step or hop the feet to the front of the mat. Inhale, take a half lift, flat back. Exhale, fold down. Bend the knees, sink the hips. Inhale, coming through chair pose. Uttanasana. Exhale, straighten the legs and come to standing. Let's do this one at the pace of the breath. Inhale, Uttanasana. Exhale, fold Uttanasana. Inhale, half lift, Ardha Uttanasana. Exhale, stepping back or maybe lightly hopping to Chaturanga. Inhale, Cobra or Up Dog. Exhale, Down Dog. Inhale the right leg into the air. Exhale, step it forward between the hands. Back heel goes down. Inhale, one breath, warrior one. Exhale, hands to the floor, high to low plank. Inhale, Cobra or Up Dog. Exhale, downward facing dog. Inhale the left leg up. Exhale, step it forward, back heel down. Inhale, warrior one. Exhale, high to low plank. Inhale, Cobra or Up Dog. Exhale, downward facing dog. And this is where you rest for a couple of breaths, is in Down Dog, but you could take Child's Pose in place to rest. Inhale, look forward. Exhale, step or hop lightly to the front of the mat. Inhale, half lift. Exhale, fold. Bend the knees. Inhale, come through chair pose. Exhale, come to standing. So we're going to do this one more time, and I'm just going to show you what it looks like if you skip the Down Dog split breath and just go right into warrior one. So it goes a little faster, but you're still following the breath. Top of the mat, feet together, heels apart. Bend the knees, sink the hips. Inhale, Uttanasana. Exhale, Uttanasana. Inhale, Ardha Uttanasana. Exhale, Chaturanga Dandasana. Inhale, Up Dog or Cobra. Exhale, Downward facing dog, step the right foot forward. You're inhaling to warrior one. Exhale, high to low plank. Inhale, up dog or cobra. Exhale, downward facing dog. Step the left foot forward. Inhale, warrior one. Exhale, high to low plank. Inhale, up dog or cobra. Exhale, down dog. Let's just take one breath here. Inhale. Exhale, step or hop to the top of the mat. Inhale, half lift. Exhale, fold. Inhale to chair. And straighten the legs, come to standing. Now, Sun C is a little bit different. It works with some of the same poses. We'll go through the first one very slowly. Big toes together, heels slightly apart. Inhale. Reach the arms out and up. We're not taking chair here. Exhale, take a forward fold. Now we don't take Ardha Uttanasana here. Instead, we're going to step the right foot directly back and lower the knee. And you're inhaling to a low lunge. Let's hold this first one. Sink the hips forward toward the front heel. Arms reach up. Like in similar to warrior one, if you want, you could bring the palms together and look up. Weight is on the back knee, but think about moving it to the top of the back foot so the knee doesn't have to take so much weight. One more inhale here. And then as you exhale, the hands come to the floor, and instead of taking plank, this one's actually in some ways a little simpler, a little gentler. We'll take the left knee back to meet the right, and then we're lowering the chest down. Inhale, come to cobra, and exhale, downward facing dog. Now we can hold down dog, but as we get into the full sequence, we don't really hold it. This sequence has two halves. So the first half, we lead with the right foot, and the second half, we lead with the left. So we led with the right foot to step back. Now we're going to step the right foot forward. So step it up between the hands, lower the left knee down, and we'll take the low lunge on the other side. Sink the hips forward. Reach the arms up, maybe palms together, look up, and breathe. So let's just warm up this deep low lunge here on this second side the first time we're doing it. The breath stays steady. And then the second half, which we'll be leading with the left foot, we'll do kind of at pace with the breath. Hands to the floor. Step your left foot forward now. So we tuck the back toes and just step it up. And then reverse swan dive. Come all the way up. Exhale, palms together in front of the heart. So now one breath per movement. Second half, starting with the left foot. Inhale. Exhale, forward fold. Step the left foot back, lower the knee. Inhale to the low lunge. Exhale, hands to the floor. Right knee steps back, lower the chest. Inhale, sweep up into cobra. Exhale, downward facing dog. Left foot steps forward, right knee lowers. Inhale. Exhale, step to a forward fold. Inhale, reverse swan dive, come up. Exhale, palms together in front of the heart. And let's do the whole thing one more time, both sides. Inhale. Exhale, forward fold, Uttanasana. Right foot back, knee lowers. Inhale, low lunge. Exhale, hands to the floor, left knee moves back, chest lowers. Inhale, cobra. Exhale, down dog, keeping the rhythm. Right foot steps forward, left knee lowers, low lunge. Exhale, hands to the floor, step forward. Inhale, reverse swan dive. Exhale, palms together in front of the heart, and we'll do the second half. Inhale. Exhale, fold. Left foot back, inhaling. And exhale, step back with the right knee. Lower. Inhale, cobra. Exhale, down dog. Left foot steps forward. Exhale, forward fold at the front of the mat. Inhale, reverse, come on up. And exhale, palms together. Go ahead and come to a seat. So I hope this has been helpful. This is just your introduction to Sun Salutations A, B, and C. These get put into a lot of different vinyasa practices. So now you'll know the poses that are involved in those and how to string them all together with the breath. Thanks so much for practicing at home with me. Namaste.